Conduct these nuts. Okay.
I'm smart, but I'm stupid. I'm gay, but I'm straight. I corrupt dust in Whole Foods, baby. And when it all comes down to,
I only want to be with you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What is this, 2000?
And 12.
I was gonna add a number, but then I was like, wait, that's too late for what the time period is for these songs.
When did Hootie and the Blowfish release that banger?
I don't know.
I think we were just a twinkle in our dad's ball sack at that point. You know what I mean?
What if that was a song that we were conceived to? I feel like if that were true, which I have a feeling it is, it might explain a lot about the way we are.
Both of our parents were like, let's get it on to Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh my God, honey, it's Hootie. We have to consummate the marriage to this.
Babe, you know how I feel about birds.
So Jill showed me this TikTok.
Yeah.
About that this girl did this amazing cover, shout out.
At Mac Smith.
Which is not what you think it is.
Yeah, it's not Mac
Which, come on,
Smith.
Mac, get your fucking shit together.
Yeah, that's so dumb, you dumb woman, or whoever you are.
You dumb non-binary individual.
Yeah, you person. No, it's at MAXMITH.
Yeah.
Which like hurts my brain to think about. But anyway.
Just say your name is Max Smith. We get it. You're clever.
Ooh.
You have big brain. It's fine.
Women should stop trying to be funny, you know?
Women should stop trying, period. You know, that's what men have been trying to get us to do. And we just can't help
You know
ourselves.
what? Taking that into consideration, this is the end of the episode. All right, everyone. Bye.
We're going to go marry rich. Jillian already married rich.
Yeah,
so
baby.
She's set. She got an engineer on her arm.
That's
anyway,
what I'm saying.
But shout out to her because she had this amazing TikTok that was just like a funny cover of a verse from Alanis Morissette's Hand in My Pocket. And then Jillian was singing that song to me. And for whatever reason, I linked that end bit that I added on from Hootie and the Blowfish to the song because I thought it was part of the song.
Yeah.
Oh, come to find out, it's a completely different song. It just flows together so well.
Well, and it's kind of funny too, because like we were just kind of riffing off of each other. We were like sending all these voice memos, and I was like
2 a.m.
Yeah, and I was like, well, how the fuck does the Hootie and the Blowfish song go? So, we look up Hootie and the Blowfish, and we were both really shocked to find that the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish is not what you'd expect. Like you picture like a white guy singing, right? But
you picture like a guy in like a flannel with a trucker hat on, drinking a beer.
Yeah,
whatever.
like a middle-aged, like Republican white guy.
No.
But it's actually an owl, like a massive sentient owl.
He's half man, half owl.
Well, sorry, you're right.
No, but the music video, if you look up, I don't even know what it's called. Hootie and the Blowfish. I only want to be with you.
Only want to be with you.
Only want to be with you. Pretty straightforward. It's a middle-aged looking, like black Republican dad looking guy
with feathers.
Some shots he has feathers, other shots he doesn't. But he's like playing golf with a bunch of other dads in the music video. It's not at all what we pictured. I don't know. I thought like Hootie and the Blowfish was like what the fuck is that one ska band? It's not Fish. It's like. You know what I'm talking about.
Real Big Fish?
Real Big Fish.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I pictured like a bunch of like skinny white dudes, whatever.
Yeah, like the ska look with like the oversized cargo shorts.
No, it's just someone's dad. Yeah. Who's playing golf.
Someone
with a
named
bunch
Hootie.
Of dads. Yeah, someone named Hootie. So we were like, what is this guy's origin story? Like when their parents, conceived him and he popped out the womb, I was just like, is Hootie his legal name?
Yes. He popped out the womb, and instead of crying like a normal baby, he was like,
right. And his mom looked at him and was like, oh, this is for sure a Hootie.
Yeah, Hootie.
There's no other name that fits. And the dad's like, are you sure, Deborah? And she's like, yes, trust me. And then, you know, throughout his life, he apparently, I mean, I was watching an interview and I guess he was having all these weird symptoms where his arms would itch late at night and he had these weird growths that looked kind of like feathery.
Yeah. And he didn't like being awake during the day.
Right.
You know, his eyes were really sensitive. So, he only preferred to eat/hunt for food at nighttime.
Well, hunt is it's a bit of a strong term, but he would scavenge the kitchen late at night.
Right.
Had a few pet rats. Some of them went missing. His parents never knew where they went.
He told his parents that they, ran away while he was at summer camp.
Right, that they went up to some rat camp up north or whatever.
Right.
And come to find out, though, I forgot what the fucking theory was that we came up, but his
mom cheated on his dad
with an owl?
With a bird person.
With a bird person?
Instead of Mothman, it's Birdman.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, well, now we have to make a version of this for Hootie.
And it was like,
No. I got it written down, but I was just like picturing his dad fucking falling to his knees, finding like this picture of this, like the mom and this fucking owl hooking up.
He's
or
like,
whatever.
who is this?
It's like, wait, my son, Hootie. It all makes sense now.
and then he grabs his wife. He's like, who, Deborah? Who? And she's like, exactly.
So then I picture like Hootie's listening or like watching his dad find this out, listening around the corner. And he's like, oh my God. He runs to his room, starts crying, and then like takes off his jacket and he's sprouting wings and stuff.
and as he's sobbing, he's like, ooh.
So I made a version of this song for him. And it's like, I'm bird, but I'm human. I'm man, but I'm beast. My mom fucked an owl, baby. And what it all comes down to, the only sound I make is who. So who? That's the lore, and that's the story, the origin story of Hootie. I don't know about the blowfish. I don't know where those guys came from.
The ocean.
That's a whole other bestiality tale. But their dad fucked some pufferfish. It's a long story.
Yeah, it happens.
Their parents belonged to the same club, actually. They were swingers in like a what the fuck? I almost said Zootopia Cub. Zootologists.
Zoophile.
They were all zoophiles.
Yeah, and they came across some voluptuous looking blowfish, and they were like, wow.
They don't call them blowfish for no reason, if you catch my drift.
That's what I'm saying. How do you think they named them?
Right. I mean, you've all seen that video of the pufferfish with the carrot in his mouth.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you didn't get a little half chub watching that?
Oh, I got full chub.
I mean,
full rock hard.
Jill had to change her pants.
Yeah.
Not just her underwear.
I soaked through my pants. I ruined the upholstery on my rug. And my what the fuck is the word for it? Couch.
Forgot the word soft couch. Chair that you lounge up on.
An object that you sit on.
Yeah, it cost her about $500, but
I'd do it again.
You live and learn. But so that was like a recent discovery that I was like, okay, now someone needs to make a mashup of those two songs. And so inspired by that, the Mac Smith whatever person on TikTok, we made our own version of the Alanis Morissette cover, and it's like I cry when I'm pissing, I shit when I come, I vomit on people's babies. And so I was kind of hounding Jillian for a while. I was like, we need to make a TikTok just so we have some kind of an outlet to post comedy shorts if we're just hanging out and feel so inclined. And so we recorded that today. And I fucking hate recording TikToks already because I get so in my head about, everyone thinks we're just dumb fucking TikTok girls.
Yeah, like the influencers in the wild, that account.
Because the music video looks like, and I say music video, it's just like a one shot take. But I'm like, it looks so fucking serious because I'm just wearing, normal, like a cute outfit. I did my hair and makeup, whatever.
Well, and then we fucking edited it in Premiere.
Yeah.
Like we took the time to sit there and
a
like
20-second video.
yeah.
We spent 3 hours
We
on.
color graded it,
did.
like all this shit.
Well, that was your fucking thing. I was just like, you know what? It looks good as it is, but you took the time and effort, and we made a TikTok. So if you want to go follow us on TikTok,
Yeah,
you can find us at
TikTok.
Relatable Pod
I mean,
Show.
you know, video editing is my passion. I am getting a promotion technically. And I'm getting a little video editor underneath me. It's funny because my boss is like, "Oh, they're probably going to be older than you." And I was like, I feel bad for them that they have like a young manager.
Have to take instructions from like a fucking 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're like the same age as my mom. And I'm like, Deborah. I don't know what the fuck is up with the name Deborah. Susan, I'm going to need this on my desk stat. She's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know how old they are? If they're like a middle-aged person, because sometimes it's almost like it almost makes sense because I've worked with some people who are a little middle-aged and they don't know how to do basic stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be like,
ancient. They're like
ancient,
97.
fucking cripplingly
How do you
old.
use this faxing machine again? Yeah. Oh, we don't use faxing. We just scan.
I used to have a typewriter.
No, she was basically telling me like the candidates that are applying because we kind of said like, oh, we don't want any people like. I mean, we didn't say this in the application process, but it's like we're not really looking to hire people that are like fresh out of college because we want people with experience in the industry.
Sure. We don't want any fucking children.
Fucking
We can't.
noobs.
You guys can't get blasted for child labor again. When they found those toddlers working in that closet, I mean, it was kind of a
look.
a
I'll
big
be
deal.
damned. Those kids know how to fucking file taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not saying it's right.
It's not right, but it
worked.
is it wrong either?
Well,
I
we
don't
got
know.
caught. That's why we stopped. That's the
Right.
only reason why we stopped. So
That's fair.
but we want someone who has experience because it's just easier for them to integrate into the process rather than being like, here's Adobe and
Oh,
here's
for
how to
sure.
use it,
Well, and also how you're describing your previous kind of position and all the editing you're doing, it's a lot. It's very complex.
Yeah. I mean, I think anybody who works in the creative industry, like any creative industry, knows that there's just so many fucking rounds of revisions.
Yeah.
And
I just feel like as a starter job to load someone up with like that, it is almost like starter jobs. It has to be very, very entry level so people can sort of lay it out for them.
yeah, because we're at a point, where we just have a lot of stuff going on. Like there's so many projects that we're balancing where I'm like, I literally don't have like 8 arms. Like I can't do this.
What do you mean?
Well, I had to chop, the extra pair off, so I only have 6.
Wait. I thought we were going to talk about this like before you made any decisions.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's my body and it's my choice. So like, what's the problem?
Okay, we'll talk about this off air, but I felt like it brought so much to your life having those extra arms and the fact that you would just do away with them without even consulting me.
No. It's really funny. You know what I think is really funny about this? I think you're selfishly just bringing it up because you liked how I could, grab more surface area on you with the 8 arms. And now that I have 6, it's like less, and now like I'm like less than because I have 6 arms.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. You don't understand the kind of stress I'm under. I can't afford a massage and you know how much that those free massages meant to me.
Oh,
Jill.
so it's my job
I'm not made of money.
Wow. It's my job to fucking, work out all your little stress knots.
Who do you think spends 5 hours on a Sunday editing the podcast? It's me, bitch. I need those fucking free massages.
I'm sure it's really hard being stupid.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me, bitch. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you with my 6 arms right now.
All right, bet.
Sorry about that, everybody. I had to, I took a bathroom break.
To wipe off the blood.
I said we can talk about this later. Let's talk about it later, okay? Okay? Can we just get through this once without, you bringing up some shit? God, like we're starting.
You're the one
again.
who got your fucking
No.
arms removed, okay? Anyway, so now she has another pair of arms. They're paying someone else to be her arms
Yeah.
that she got removed, which insane if you ask me.
We had to rehire the extra set,
Just ungrateful. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but like if I had
let's not talk about
8
it.
arms, I would use them for so many things at once. I mean, the amount of eating, shitting, coming, pissing I could do, drawing.
Oh, like it's so easy.
It's so
fucking easy to just do that all the. I was doing it so much. It's too much. It's too much for one person to handle.
But it was your gift, and now you have nothing. You think 6 arms makes you special? You're a freak.
I'm God's little freak.
That's the police in the background. They're coming to arrest you. Put 6 pairs of handcuffs.
We got a freak alert. We got a call about a freak in the building.
Yeah, my neighbors have gotten real sick of you. No, but I'm glad that you're kind of taking a step up. You're getting that recognition. I'm still just a lowly assistant. It's fine. I'm working on my own stuff in my spare time, and that's keeping me alive.
Well, yeah, we've both been doing a little bit of writing, which we'll share towards the end of the podcast.
Well, you were doing some writing of another sort last night.
Oh, yeah.
I texted you at 4:30 in the morning because I had just seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, which everyone, everywhere, all at once, go see this fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's not the name of the movie. I was calling out to everyone, everywhere, all at once. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's so fucking phenomenal. I bawled in the theater and on the drive home. But
like happy tears or sad tears?
All the tears.
Wow.
Like, oh fuck, I need to rethink my entire life tears. Like, it's one of those movies. And so anyway, I got home and I was just thinking about it, and I was reading reviews on Twitter, and they're all amazing. So I was just liking thousands of tweets.
By the way, how did I fucking know that you were going to be up that late? I knew you were going to be up so fucking late.
You always say some bullshit like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go top in the shower and then I'm gonna go hop in bed, and then I fucking text you at 4:30. I'm like, hey, just FYI, I'm probably gonna wake up a little bit later tomorrow. And then you're like, bitch. The fact we were both awake right now,
because we had planned. We were like, oh, like on Saturday, like let's meet up at like at whenever.
11 a.m.
Yeah, and then
4 hours later,
I actually did plan on going to bed earlier, but then Marco came home. He like Ubered home from the bar, and
they had some private time together.
He folded me like a
Yoshi.
fucking pretzel, dude.
Yeah, he made her into a bread.
It's one of our nightly activities.
A bread ring.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys had a time, and then we hung out today, and we recorded a TikTok, all this shit. But the past week or so, I went home, and I got woken up one morning, and my mom's like, hey, do you want to go on a field trip? And I was like, what? Am I conscious right now? Is this? And she's like, yeah, there's this guy, our neighbor. He's like a kind of like a trust fund guy. Like his dad owned half of Auburn. And so he just has a ton of land and like fossils and shit.
And he's a fossil.
Yeah. This fossil has a bunch of fossils. And she's like, do you want to go check it out? I'm like, I guess. And so I dragged myself out of bed, and we go drive to this guy's place in the fucking boonies.
How do they know him?
My dad gets coffee with him occasionally at Starbucks. Like, he'll just meet with his group of guys at Starbucks. And this guy just has a massive amount of land. He just has all these like tons in terms of weight of petrified wood, and then fossils of fucking dinosaurs just hanging out in these sheds. He gave me a Nigerian ammonite.
Fucking wild. Just like casually, he's like, here's this 7 million year old fossil.
He tossed it to me like a baseball on my way out. I was like, what
at
the
your head.
fuck?
Like,
I know.
It's cool because I kind of wound up on like the crystal mining side of TikTok. And
you say that like it happened on accident.
No, well, because the algorithm finds out what you like, and it shows you
on TikTok. Okay, because you've been on Etsy. So Jillian was on Etsy and then bought some shit right after it was announced that people were boycotting.
No,
Etsy.
it was right before.
Oh, it was
literally right before. It was like the night before. I purchased some crystals because I found this labradorite piece and garnierite piece that I really liked.
Yeah, it's petrified Labrador Retriever.
Yes, it's beautiful. You can still see their sad little eyes. And literally the next morning I see all these posts that are like, boycott Etsy, fuck you Etsy. I was like, God damn it.
Because they take a bunch of money off of stuff that like artists would otherwise make.
Yeah. There are all these people who are like in Wyoming or like I'm trying to think of like where the other state is that
Montana.
a lot of people go.
I feel like Nevada. I mean,
that's where my wedding ring stone is from, the Montana sapphire that it's in my ring.
no shit.
Yeah. And no, it's so cool because like people will just be like, oh yeah, like you can pay to go on these properties where you can like mine for your own crystals.
Yeah.
And people will just pull out these like fucking massive like baby, like human baby sized pieces of quartz.
He'll just pull out these human babies.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a
where
dumping
babies come
ground.
from. You know,
Right.
there's storks that are just picking them up.
That's where Planned Parenthood dumps all of its leftovers.
no,
Just a hole in the ground in Wyoming.
that's what the Devil's Peak or whatever is made of. It's just aborted babies.
Oh my god.
No, it's so cool. All the different colors and everything. It's just like all these weird chemical reactions that happen. Like
It's really crazy. Just the fossil thing too. I mean, this guy, basically the only reason he has all these insane fossils is that he's become friends with people who have private property and let him go onto his property. And him and his girlfriend were at this riverbed and she finds this thing that looks like a fucking rock and she turns it upside down. Because after a while you can tell what like bones look like or whatever. She turns it around after digging it out. It's a full fucking fossilized ancient dog skull with the teeth intact and everything.
Crazy.
And he just like has this hanging out in a shed. I mean, he's literally sitting on $10 million, like millions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give a fuck, which is honestly kind of impressive. But I was also explaining like people in LA look at crystals a completely different way than this fucking guy who's just like, oh, they're cool rocks. Like people in LA have fucking jack off crystals. They use them to power up their cheese.
Their cheese.
Not their
Like
you know,
their
spiritual
edible cheese.
Right. They put
Their
them
Swiss
in a block of
cheese,
Swiss.
Their
Right.
Gouda. Yeah.
It actually improves the taste immensely. But no, it takes on this whole added completely subjective spiritual meaning that people just project this meaning onto the rocks. They could literally switch up the meanings and people would be like, oh, I do feel this way from this black rock instead of like the green rock or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with and I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. I'm gonna piss off our 10 listeners, but with astrology and stuff, I feel like if you gave someone their horoscope and you said, oh, this is the Capricorn horoscope, but it was actually the Taurus horoscope,
dude.
they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this totally describes me.
That's why I hate mainstream astrology because it's so fucking generic and dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I know you don't like it at all.
Don't shut the fuck up. I'm not going to say I don't like it at all. I think anything that could provide you some sort of insight into yourself can be valuable, right? If it makes you think about things you normally don't think about, I think that's great. But
well, I
Yeah.
always tell people to take it with a grain of salt. First of all, like
we'll
don't
take it with maybe a couple hundred grains of salt.
just drown yourself in
Just a
sodium.
pinch.
Right. I feel like you shouldn't live your life according to a horoscope or a birth chart reading or whatever. Like it's fun to look at like placements and what they might indicate in your life, but obviously like is your horoscope going to tell you if you're going to get a fucking promotion? No.
Dude, when we went to that crystal store, there was this pendulum thing.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. And so what you do is you hold it above this mat and it'll swing in whatever direction of like, it's kind of like a Ouija board mat where it'll have
Like yes, no, maybe,
Yeah.
ask again.
fuck off and die.
Yeah, kill yourself.
And we kept asking it questions like, will Lauren ever find love?
And then we asked it, I was like, am I Lauren's lover? And it said no.
Biggest disappointment of my life, but also like more proof that this shit's all
Yeah, I was like,
bull.
whatever, it's all fake anyway.
But no, but LA is like a little too into the whole crystal world, and I mean I get it from an aesthetic point of view, but I can tell you, having gotten crystals as gifts from friends or whatever, that I don't feel any sort of a difference in my life. I'm still just as miserable as before I had the crystals. So,
If anything, I feel worse because I'm in financial debt because of it.
dude, I mean, you spend money on crystals.
I do. I think they're so beautiful, and my monkey brain is like,
Eat crystal, colorful.
See, I, you know what? If I'm spending money, I shouldn't. It's on food. It's always on food because guess what?
well, bitch, that's what I'm doing. I eat them.
Right. That's true. I mean, you shouldn't. I keep telling you that that's why you have these bloody shits, but
Well, I think that's subjective. I don't like. You're not a doctor. How
bloody
would you know?
shits aren't subjective.
I'm pretty sure they are. Actually,
All right. Well, speaking of weird fucking hillbilly-ish people, I saw this truck the other day that I went on like this there's this groups like this skating group on Instagram. They meet up and they do skates like every week or whatever. And so we did one in Beverly Hills and like Rodeo Drive, and it was and in the Century City Mall. But I was skating behind this fucking massive white truck, and the guy had two of the same decal on it, and one of them was on the bumper and one of them was on the back window. And the sticker said, "No free rides, ass or gas." And it was a picture, and it's below it was a stick figure picture of some guy fucking a girl, like holding on to his truck for support. It's like, hey man, if you ain't gonna pay for gas, you gotta let me fuck you. Man, woman, I do not care.
His buddy gets in the car. He's like, "Oh man, can you take me to the hospital?"
It's like, yeah, sure, bud. You got the, $25 or whatever. It's
Like, no.
I'm literally bleeding out. I just got shot. He's like,
all right, pull your pants down.
you know the rules. You read the decals, right?
Yeah.
There's two of them.
Takes two to tango, bro.
He just like reluctantly starts giving him head.
Will that be for here to go?
Oh my God. I just
Roadhead.
fucking lost my mind thinking about that. I mean, imagine literally living your life to those standards and being like, you read the sign, man.
Yeah, ass or
I mean,
gas, bitch.
I mean, ideally both, but I'll take what I can get at this point.
I'm gonna suck some gas out of your ass.
I'm going to siphon the gas into your ass, siphon it back out into my car.
I triple filter it through your colon.
It comes out your mouth, back into the tank.
Right. Then I have you suck it back in through your mouth, and then you shit it out.
Right. And, it really revs my truck up like nothing else.
Yeah. Ew.
Plus, I get off just watching. So, I was just thinking about just the whole Rodeo Drive area. People there in general tend to be very clout chasey. And so I was looking up the location to see if anyone had like posted any videos of us, because a bunch of people were there and they were filming us as we skated by. And I found this fucking guy who his @ is Marcelo_Marveloso on Instagram. And under this location, I found these fucking videos of him. Oh, he posts so many all the time. These videos of him just hanging out in Rodeo Drive, shirt off, with these exercise bands.
Like, why?
Just doing exercises and then like yelling. Also, there's absolutely no way to look manly or intimidating doing these fucking exercises.
I know, he looks like a little crab.
I'll have to post a video of one of them. But like, he's just walking around. Another video, he's walking around this really tall, incredibly muscular black guy. And maybe I can play the audio, but they're walking down the street past people. And the tall guy just screams,
Like, it's just
"Let's go!" And the captions are psychotic because they're in all caps. I mean, he's literally just doing these fucking band exercises in circles in public. No one is acknowledging him because they're scared.
It's its own brand of insanity.
It really is. I mean, just imagine going into fucking public places with like a band and just in circles and having some guy filming you all the time. That's what I
would
want to know.
rather gnaw off my own arm like a coyote does when it's trapped in a bear trap.
I hope he's fucking paying the guy to film that shit, because I mean, imagine being his friend, right? And you're just like, hey man, do you want to go to a movie at the Grove or something?
He's like, no, let's go. The grind never stops.
I'm not going to sit in a 2-hour movie and not get my grind on. He's fucking doing the bands in the theater. He's fucking doing it like when he's taking a piss in the morning. It's just bouncing everywhere.
He never stops.
Oh my God. Anyway, so there was something else that we mentioned in our last podcast that we did end up doing. I did mine last night, by the way. But before we get into it, so we wrote fanfics. Okay.
Yes, we did.
Long story short, we wrote fanfics. But before we get into that, we just want to give a big shout out to our first and currently only patron. How does it?
Lindy.
Okay, it's Lindy. Lindy.
Yeah.
Lindy, we love you. You can follow her on Instagram.
She's moving to LA.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we should hang out.
She might be a guest at some point.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool. Although I just have to state, sorry that, if you do join our Patreon, that is not guaranteed that you will be a guest
You
on
will
our
be a guest.
podcast.
Actually, well, if you live in LA and are paying us $1 a month, we may have you on the pod. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Well, it depends. We'll figure some things out. But if you do want to join our Patreon, the link is in our, podcast description. You could also find out our website. But if you just donate $1 a month, it really helps us cover, production fees. Like we want to start doing video episodes, all this shit, right? But Lindy, the light of our life, she gets access to our close friend stories on Instagram. We just did some behind the scenes stuff today for our TikTok that we posted. And then also once we start getting back into doing live action videos and whatnot, you'll also be included in the credits of that. And we'll also, you know what? We'll shout you out on our podcast. I don't know if she wants her handle shared, but if she does.
Oh yeah, she does so she actually has her own YouTube channel, which is really cool. She does dance tutorials for K-pop
She's
songs.
really fucking good.
Yeah, it's
she puts herself in the
crazy.
music videos too, and like the concert videos.
Yeah,
she's
no.
on stage with them. It's great.
She's great. So her handle is Pug4Prez.
Yeah, with the number 4.
Yes.
Yeah. She's amazing. We love you. She actually wrote that amazing review that you can find on our Instagram as well.
#1 fan from the beginning. We appreciate you.
Anyway, but now that we've kind of
And now
broached the subject, last podcast we talked about because Jillian cried because of the new Halo show. She's kind of disappointed. She's talking about how much she loved Master Chief and she
how
wrote fanfics.
ugly they made him.
Sure. Well, he was born that way, but
You can't make ugly
No.
like that. It is natural.
but she was just talking about how she wrote a bunch of fanfics when she was younger. And so we were like, you know what? We should write a fanfic to read on the show. And so she wrote one about Master Chief and I wrote one inspired by Deadpool 2. So I'm just going to read mine now. I may or may not put background music over this.
I was thinking about that
Okay.
too. I was like, we should do like romantic, like wah, wah, wah,
or like jazz club, like background.
Yeah, exactly.
Glasses clinking in the background. All right, I'm going to do my best, but I don't have a name for this.
I didn't name mine. I literally titled it Halo Fanfic on Google Docs.
So it's about 500 pages, so it might take a while, but here we go. It was an uncharacteristically quiet night at Sister Margaret's, despite the fact that someone had programmed the jukebox to play Wham's Careless Whisper an obscene amount of times. The usual crowd had come and gone, and then probably come again in a different way at some other seedy establishment. I'd just finished a job taking out a group of, well, kitty diddlers and wasn't in the greatest of moods. Turns out, I wasn't alone. As Careless Whisper played for what must have been the 376th time that night, the smell of piss and man tears filled the air. Following the scent, I found piss and man tears. A puddle of them had accumulated beneath a singular bar stool. Eyes drifting up the stool's hard, wooden surface, I was promptly met with the crying, pissy man's ass. An ass that upon first glance, I would have sworn was surgeon crafted. It's real, the man muttered. Embarrassed, I looked away. Could have fooled me, I joked. He resumed crying. Curiosity getting the best of me, I peeked over once more at the man attached to the ass and let out a small gasp. He was wearing a short-sleeved button-up Hawaiian shirt, which, hot, in like a vacation dad sort of way. But his skin, all over his skin, looked like if someone had overcooked a pepperoni pizza and then tried to salvage the not burned bits, so they just dug them out with a spoon and left the remaining crust and cheese full of holes. Looking closer, I noticed he was holding a Polaroid picture of him and some other woman. That your girlfriend? I asked. Fiancé, he replied. My pussy just about shriveled up and died. Oh, she's cute, I offered, wanting desperately to take my own life. Thanks. She's dead. And just like that, the floodgates reopened. No shit, I managed, eyes drifting back to his impressively large, juicy dumper. Chapter 2. Swept up in a tornado of sexual fury, we burst through his apartment's front door. Eyes closed in pleasure, my lips on his. It sort of felt like I was making out with a damp tree. Probably because he was still crying. As the 24 gin and tonics I'd had at the bar started wearing off, I quickly came to my senses. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it when men cry. Hell, I'd use it as lube if I could. But right now... Hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna head out, I said, giving him a pat on the shoulder. But thank you for whatever this was. He nodded. I'd say, I'll see you later, but I've been trying to kill myself, so probably not. Not knowing what to say, I nodded back. Okay, and headed for the door. Wait, he called. Something to remember me by. Unzipping his pants, he whipped out his foot-long Pepsi can cock. My pussy nearly exploded. Flopping his dick on the counter, he grabbed a butcher knife and chopped it clean off. Oh my God! I screamed. It'll grow back, he clarified. Here, he said, handing me the bloody, mutilated penis. You're gonna want to pop that in a Ziploc bag, maybe stuff it in the freezer. Should last you at least a couple years. Thanks, I managed. Don't mention it, Lindsay, he smiled, pulling me into a hug. It's Lauren, I corrected. Pulling back from the hug, he gave his severed penis a parting wave. And I'll miss you most of all, Rod. Kissing it gently on the tip, he gave me a wink and shut the door behind him. Overwhelmed with the night's events, I just sort of stood there, not quite sure what to do, when suddenly the muffled sound of a shotgun coming from inside the apartment pierced the silence. Mortified, I held my hand to my mouth. Then from somewhere inside, I heard him groan. Oh, come on! I couldn't help but let out a small sigh of relief. Smiling down at my new penis friend, I saluted the mysteriously well-endowed man through his apartment door and waltzed off into the night.
Wow!
Reading that felt so much better out loud than in my own head because I was like, this is literally the worst thing my eyes have ever seen.
That was so good.
Thank you. I feel like I can breathe now. I feel like I just practiced for a talent show and now I can go home and eat pizza. You know
I
what
know,
mean?
like you're reading like a fucking monologue.
Oh, God. Okay. Please. Okay. Now Jillian's fanfic about Master Chief.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I said, I was disappointed with the treatment of Master Chief in the show.
Right.
So this is a little spicy rendition.
Paramount Plus, if you're listening.
Yeah, take some fucking notes. It was a Wednesday night like any other. I had just finished leaving small animal bones in an organized fashion on my neighbor's doorstep so they would think that someone was placing a curse on them when I began to feel a rumbly in my tummy. Being a prankster sure worked up an appetite. I got into my private helicopter and flew to the Trader Joe's that was a couple blocks away. I had a craving for some Trader Joe's brand vegan mac and cheese, a tender shell pasta, and a rich and creamy sauce, now more cheesier than ever, available at your local Trader Joe's, TM. I crash-landed my helicopter into the Veterans Center across the street, killing 6 homeless vets instantly.
Oh my God.
Moseyed on over to my favorite budget-friendly grocery store. Hastily, I walked inside, making a beeline for that delicious creamy mac, making sure to shove as many people as possible to the ground that were in my way. I made it to the shelf and saw there was only one tub left. I had to act fast. As I reached a clammy hand out to grab the last container of the golden pasta of the gods, a large armor-clad hand bumped into mine. I looked up and gasped, and even pissed a little. "Oh my God! Master Chief? What are you doing here?" I proclaimed, wiping the small amount of urine off that was running down my leg. I had a craving for some Trader Joe's brand vegan mac and cheese, a tender shell pasta, and a rich and creamy sauce, he said in his deep, gravelly voice.
Fuck off. Oh my God.
Whoa! That's such a crazy coincidence. Anyway, do you want to fuck? Absolutely. I smirked as the chief whisked me into his arms and sprinted back all the way to my apartment where I definitely lived alone and didn't have a husband, a cat, and a bird. Before I could reach for my apartment key, he busted down my door with a swift kick of his massive foot and tore it off the hinges. He set me down and I sized him up, in more ways than one. That's a pretty big codpiece you have, I purred, rubbing it with my perpetually sweaty hand, leaving a snail trail of sweat on the olive green metal. The chief looked at me, or at least I think he did. I couldn't tell because of the helmet that he never takes off. Just wait till you see the hardware underneath the hood. Chief was alluding to the fact that his penis was very large and that he was uncircumcised, because circumcision is genital mutilation. He grabbed me and passionately shoved me against the wall, the brute force of his strength crushing all the bones in my body instantly. I could feel my ribs shattering and piercing my internal organs. My heart began beating rapidly, trying not to explode from the pressure. Every single blood vessel in my eyeballs exploded and burst simultaneously. The pain was excruciating. It felt like a million knives, serrated knives stabbing me at once. Ooh, you're kinky, I said with another smirk, blushing. Let's finish this, he growled sexily. He threw me down onto the bed like a frisbee. I landed with my legs wide open and ready for his massive member to penetrate my gaping hole. He paused and stood there for what felt like years, but was actually just 30 seconds. What's wrong? I asked. I just came. I forgot that my armor jerks me off. Anyway, I need to go save the galaxy or whatever. Before I could even say goodbye or ask for his number, the chief ran full speed through my wall, leaving a Master Chief-sized hole in his wake. Something to remember him by, I thought fondly. I hate to watch you go, but I love to watch you leave, I chuckled to myself as I admired his shiny metal ass plate. I then spent the rest of my evening slowly passing away from internal bleeding. The end.
What the fuck?
It was so stupid writing that, and like I was laughing the whole fucking time.
That was really good, dude.
Thank you.
Wow. You guys, like, comment, and subscribe if you think we should write a novel.
Yeah.
Would you pay?
I'll write a feature length, or what
a
is
feature
it?
length.
Feature length novel.
It'll take you 2 hours to read it.
A 600-page novel about Master Chief and I having a very serious relationship.
Oh my god. You know what? We'll fucking write this shit for free. We don't even need the money.
I'm quitting my day job.
Well, I do. I need the money. I'll take it. But wow, I'm so glad we did this. Like, I'm really proud of us because I procrastinated hard fucking core last night, and I was like, okay, I have a general idea. Let's just see where this goes. But I love it that both of us had twists and didn't end with us getting satisfied in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
I got a penis friend, and you passed away.
I died.
Well, it's not a bad way to go. Almost getting fucked to death.
Yeah.
But, more so just getting crushed. I just pictured you said a line, and I was just picturing you saying it as like blood gurgled out of your fucking throat.
Yeah, like, ooh, you're kinky, and like my eyes are bleeding.
You got the fucking Billie Eilish like blood coming out of your eyes. That was amazing. We gotta start putting more effort into these podcasts, because that was something. I felt like a magic in the air.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole podcast was just leading up to that climax, and it was so satisfying.
Oh, I know. I feel satisfied, unlike how I felt in my fanfic.
I just had like a literary orgasm. Wow. Well, shit, guys. I don't know if anything we ever do again will live up to what just happened, but
yeah, I think we should stop doing the podcast.
Yeah, I think maybe 30 episodes was all we could really manage.
Yeah, this was the peak.
This was the pinnacle. I don't know if there's any way to go up from here, but we'll find a way. If you become a patron, we'll definitely find a way.
And you'll see how we find out that way.
I mean, visually, because ideally we'll have some video episodes. That I fucking am so excited. I'm excited for you to get an apartment where you can have like an extra,
instead of living in a cardboard box.
Right. Well, I'm excited for us to have like a little kind of studio set up, and we can get some lighting, and we can get some cameras, and we can film the episodes and do some more dramatic readings, because this was fucking great.
Yeah, no, that was really fun.
This is super fun. So anyway, well, thank you for listening. As always, 30 episodes. 30.
Crazy.
It's crazy. As always, you can find the links to our Instagram, YouTube channel, website,
our TikTok now.
Our TikTok. we're very excited to put all this new stuff. We have some. Oh my God. So there's this Nick Cage movie that's coming out next week, and we want to kind of sprinkle some Nick Cage content in the next week or so in celebration. I have a very sad lack of like Nick Cage film knowledge, so we might do some film reviews, all kinds of stuff. We're gonna play some Mario Party tonight. Woo! We're gonna have some Let's Plays coming out. So anyway, you can check out all the links to our Instagram, everything, website. Email us any suggestions if you want to become a patron. If you have a fanfic you want to share, hit us up. It. Yeah, we will read it and possibly share it, depending on how explicit it is. We have
the
standards.
more explicit, the better. You know.
Yeah. We have standards. We're not going to accept anything non-sexual. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyway, we hope you have a lovely day, and thanks again for listening. Bye, y'all.
Bye.